Hi and welcome to Aspire to Wellbeing with Yoga. My name's Ali and today I'm taking you through a lovely balance class. So on a physical level, this class is going to work on both the front and the back side of the body. It's going to open up all around the hips and it's going to contain a few balances, physical balance challenges. It's a really wonderful class for you to do if you're feeling a little off kilter or out of sorts. We'll be using a breath technique called Samvriti breath, which translates to same counts inhale and same counts exhale. And this really helps to balance your mind as well. Anyway, let's get started. Let's begin in child's pose, sitting the hips back on the heels, reaching the arms forward and resting the forehead either on the earth or if it doesn't reach, stacking your hands and placing your forehead on your hands. And then notice your breath. Feel the inhale and the exhale. And balance your breath so it is even tempo. Same counts in, same counts out. We call this Samvriti breath. Notice how the quality of the inhale is more energizing and uplifting, and the quality of the exhale is more grounding. As we move through our class today, we'll create some balance in the poses and bring awareness to our thoughts to notice how we're talking to ourselves. Seeing if that we can approach each pose with an even mind. Yogis call this upekkha. The Yoga Sutras state that the physical yoga practice should be practiced with equal parts sthira, strength, and equal parts sukha, ease. And that's going to mean that everybody's pose, the depth or modifications might look a little different. So try to be in tune with your own body and find that balance, that equilibrium between the sthira, the strength, and the sukha, the ease. Let's come onto all fours now. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips for cat-cow. Inhale to arch the back. Exhale, round the back into a modified cow pose, sitting back on the heels. As you inhale, cat pose, arching the spine, looking up. Exhale, rounding between the shoulder blades, hips move back over the heels. Keep it flowing. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades down your back, open the chest, eyes lift, tailbone turned up. As you exhale, tailbone tucks under, eyes towards your thighs. And again, inhale, tuck toes under, and then downward facing dog with your exhale. Ground down through the hands. You might like to pedal out through the knees, stretching through the back of the legs. Just keep the arms nice and strong, hugging the thumbs towards the inner seam line of the body. Feeling the shoulders engage. Lengthening the spine, and then we'll ripple into a plank pose on the inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees, turn the sitting bones up to the sky, push with the arms, downward facing dog. And again, inhale to tippy toes and ripple the spine like a wave. With your exhale, bend the knees, press back, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, rippling through to plank. Exhale, tailbone up towards the sky, long spine. This time, inhale to tippy toes and ripple into plank pose. Then drop to your knees, take cat pose, cow pose, tuck the toes under, lead with the tailbone, downward facing dog. And again, starting with the inhale, triple forward. Keep breathing in as you lower your knees and take cat pose. It's a long breath in. And then equally as long breath out to move through cat pose. Tuck the toes under, arch the lower back, lead with the tailbone, downward facing dog. One more time, rippling through. If you need to take an extra breath here, no problem. Just keep breathing. Feeling the mobility of the spine, the balance of the arch and the roundness. We'll meet in downward facing dog with your breath out. And then we'll float the right leg to sky for three-legged dog. Take a down dog scorpion with your exhale. So try to encourage that right armpit to be squared to the mat. We're just opening up the hips, stacking the right hip over the left hip. And then next time you breathe in, extend the leg back through three-legged dog. Take a tiger curl with your breath out, step the foot through, drop the back knee, coming into a low crescent lunge. So hug the inner thighs in energetically towards each other, ground down through the heel of the front foot and the top of the back foot. Press that firmly into the earth, draw the pubic bone up towards the navel. And then you can take a tiny little back bend as long as you're back bending from your upper back. Place the hands down back to the earth. And then moving into a lizard lunge, sliding the back leg behind you a little more. You can stay on your hands or come down to the elbows if you have the mobility in the hips. You can turn that right foot out to the 45 if that feels good for you. And keep lengthening the sternum away from the pelvis, allowing the hips to be heavy, creating a balance around the hips as we move through a little mandala of poses around the hips. From here, we're going to stretch into the side of the left hip. So just watch that left shoulder isn't up by your ears. Press that left hand firmly into the earth, wrap the left shoulder back. You can adjust your right foot anywhere along the mat that feels best for you. Breathe into the side body, into the side of the hip. And then from here, moving into a twisted low lunge or a twisted thigh stretch. If you can pick up your foot, if you've got a towel or a strap handy, you can use that to loop around the foot. Just encourage the heel towards the glutes to stretch through the front of the thigh, the front of the hip. Make sure you're breathing through the sensations. Even-mindedness through all the poses, whether you like them or you don't. And then slowly release the foot. Half Hanumanasana is next. So we're going to sit the hips back, flex the front foot. Try to turn the sitting bones back. So you're trying to turn the sitting bones to the sky and have a nice straight spine rather than a rounded spine. Think nose towards toes rather than nose to ears, and you'll feel a much greater stretch through especially the top of the hamstring. And then we'll swivel around to release through the inner seam of the hip, through the adductors. You want to try to bring your pelvis equally between the knees. You can be on your elbows or your hands. Notice your breath. See if you can keep it that Samavriti, that same inhalation and exhalation. And then from here, we just move back through our downward facing dog. And we'll take this little hip mandala, stretching around all the way around the hips on the other side. So the left leg will float to sky for three-legged dog. Down dog scorpion. Squeeze the right glute, wrap the left glute over the top. You can bend the knee, shoulders, chest square to the earth. Allowing the hips to open and release. And then extend the leg back through three-legged dog. Easy tiger curl to step through into your low lunge. Drop the back knee. Ground down through the heel of the front foot. Remember, inner thighs hug in towards each other. This creates mula bandha or pelvic floor. So you have your core on and you can take a safe back bend from the middle of your back, from the thoracic spine. And then shifting your weight forward, perhaps turning that left foot out on the 45 degrees, getting a little deeper into the hip, into the groin area with our lizard lunge. Trying to find some ease in the pose if you're feeling quite tight through the hips via your breath, through your exhale. And then from here, we'll just turn over to the side, drop that right hip towards the earth, shuffle your left foot anywhere along the mat that needs to be. Be careful you're not dumping into that right shoulder. And then from here, squaring your hips back, lifting the left arm to sky. You can stay in the twisted lunge or take the twisted thigh stretch if it's available to you. If you want a little more sensation, try squeezing the right glute as well. Keep turning the chest towards the inner thigh, whether you're in the twisted thigh stretch or the twisted lunge. And then we'll pull back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So try to sit the tailbone back, flex the foot, ground the heel down into the earth. Think long spine. And then we'll swivel around into our inner thigh adductor stretch. It shouldn't hurt your knees. If it does, please don't go quite so deep. Remember, the pose is going to look different for everybody. It's more about the sensation, the feeling, getting the release. We've all got different shaped hips, sockets, so it will look different for everybody. And then we'll meet back into downward facing dog. Come up to tippy toes and walk the feet towards the hands. Take a halfway lift, noticing how the inhale lifts the body. And as you exhale, ground down the body into your forward fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then roll yourself up, spinal roll all the way to the top. We'll take Sun A, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bow down over the legs. Halfway lift on the inhale, nice straight spine. And then step back into plank pose through your knees for the first round. Chaturanga Dandasana, chest and hips land together, elbows by your side. Cobra pose on the inhale. And then as you exhale, pressing through all fours, taking downward facing dog with your breath out. Inhale to tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or float to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, ground down, forward fold. Rise up with the breath in, gather the prana, the energy, and as you exhale, bow over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, knees or perhaps toes this time. If you're on your toes, you come halfway down only. Squeeze the back body for upward dog, thighs are off the floor, and then belly pulls you back through for downward facing dog. Inhale to tippy toes, exhale, bend the knees. It's no breath to the top of the mat, and catch your inhale here, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And again, rising up, see how it feels in your body to do equal parts uplifting and equal parts grounding postures. The breath in for the uplifting poses, the breath out for the grounding poses. Inhale, fill the heart with breath, and then as you exhale, pull back into our downward facing dog. Take the right leg to sky, tiger curl as you exhale, and then rise up into a full crescent lunge this time. Squeeze the back body, open the heart, and then as you exhale, give yourself a big hug. And again, inhale, expand the heart. Exhale, hug. Feel the back squeeze as you open the front body, and the chest squeeze as you round over. Inhale, reach to the sky, and then as you exhale, find warrior two. We'll keep flowing. Prana pull on the inhale, wrists meet, legs straightens. Exhale, land through your warrior two. Let's do two more. Inhale, prana pull. Exhale, warrior two. Try to flow this with the breath so that take the whole inhale to kiss the wrists together and the whole exhale to land back into warrior two. Reverse warrior on the inhale. As you exhale, extended side angle, just bring the elbow to knee. Inhale again, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time, breathe in, stretch through the right side of the body. Exhale, left arm overhead. This time straighten the front leg, reverse triangle pose, and then cartwheel the hands to the earth, move through a vinyasa, knees, toes, or triangle. Inhale, back bend of choice, and then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, three-legged dog. Tiger curl as you exhale, step the foot through. Crescent lunge on the inhale, opening the heart, and then as you exhale, big hug. Open heart, receiving energy. Exhale, giving energy with that big hug. One more time. As you inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, finding warrior two. 3 prana pulls. Inhale. Exhale. Flowing with the breath, no end and no beginning to the movement, enjoying the flow, breathing and flowing. One more, inhale and exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Extended side angle, try to find that sthira sukha balance. Inhale. Exhale. If this is too much ease for you, you can always take the fingers towards the floor to find that balance between strength and ease. Last one. Reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. and then move through a Vinyasa flow. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Let's flow again, right leg to sky with the breath in. Just one of everything now. As you exhale, take that tiger curl, press the earth away, step the foot through. Find crescent lunge with that little back bend on the inhale. And then exhale, curl the spine. Inhale, reach the arms. Nice, wide, strong warrior two. Prana pull, gather the energy. Back into warrior two, and then inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, elbows to knees or fingertips to floor. Reverse triangle on the inhale. And Chaturanga Dandasana as you exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or Cobra. Downward facing dog, breath out. As the breath enters again, this time the left leg will reach the sky for three-legged dog. Squeeze all the air out, step the foot through. Crescent lunge, hugging the inner thighs in towards each other for stability. Squeezing the chest to close the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, Virabhajasana B. Watch that front knee tracks the middle toe. Prana pull, inhale. Land with the exhale. Big side body stretch. Exhale, extended side angle. Reverse triangle, inhale. And then move through your Vinyasa, always listening to your body. So if you need to skip the Vinyasa at any time, please do so. You can always just meet us in downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, come up to tippy toes. As you exhale, bend the knees. Step to the top of the mat, take your halfway lift, and then your forward fold with the breath out. Roll yourself all the way up as you inhale, and then half moon pose as you exhale. Pressing down with that left foot, reaching to the right side. Inhale, come up, change the grip of your thumbs so it's the non-dominant way, and then half moon to the left. Pressing firmly down with that right foot. As you inhale, reach the arms. Right arm up and catch the left inner ankle. Take a big breath in of courage, and as you exhale, making our way into Natarajanasana, dancer's pose. We want to try to kick the foot into the hand just as much as we're tipping forward. Keep the breath flowing. The next time you inhale, come up out of the pose, but take hold of the legs still. And as you exhale, take a little tip, kick nice and hard into the hand. Finding some balance here. Inhale again. We'll take one more because all good things come in threes. Try to keep that even breath, steady mind, steady body. And then we'll take the other side, catching the inside of the right ankle, flood your body with breath. And then as you exhale, dancing your way into Natarajanasana. Try to keep the hips as square to the mat as you can. Rolling that right hip down a little. Feeling the breath in, lift the body back up. And the exhale, grounding down into the pose, but there's still this uplifting quality, so don't just dump your body down. And again, inhale. And exhale. Release from dancer's pose. Take the hands, heart center, Samastitihi. Take some time to observe your thoughts. Notice if you've jumped into the pose. Balance teaches us a few things. Amongst those are patience and courage. So were you patient with yourself? Were you courageous?
If I'm honest with myself, I probably teetered down a little bit. I didn't want to wobble or fall. The truth is, though, that through our life we are challenged with many things, and when we try to fall, that is when we grow the most. Or when we allow ourselves to fall, that is when we grow the most. No change happens in our comfort zone. Let's move through a Vinyasa and find our way back to downward facing dog. And then next time you inhale, three-legged dog. As you exhale, take a wide tiger curl and set yourself up for our pigeon pose. The right knee should be to the outside of the right hip. All 5 toes of the left foot behind you. Square the hips to the earth and fold your body over your leg. If this doesn't feel right in your knees, then please take figure 4 stretch, lying on your back, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. And then moving back through our 3-legged dog, down dog scorpion, and then downward facing dog. Let's take that to the other side. 3-legged dog, down dog scorpion, tiger curl through, and setting up for our pigeon pose. So if you've got a little more flexibility, you can bring that left ankle a little further up the mat so the shin is parallel to the top of the mat. And then seeing if you can bring your breath back to that even state. Notice the correlation between your breath being even and calm and your mind being even and calm. And then we'll press back through 3-legged dog, opening through your down dog scorpion, and then lowering the leg, downward facing dog with your breath out. Ripple your body forward through plank pose and then lower the body all the way to the earth. We'll take open chest stretch, the left arm out 90 degrees, elbow in line with shoulder, left ear on the earth, and roll your body over to the left. Feeling the stretch through the front of the shoulder. And then we'll come through center and we'll balance that out to the other side. 90-degree angle with the arm, right ear on the shoulder. You can use your left hand to press yourself away to the left, opening up to the left side. Draw the right shoulder blade down your back and press that right hand firmly into the earth to increase the stretch, the release. And then from here, we'll just roll all the way down onto our back. Hug the knees in towards the chest, take a little rock side to side, just rebalancing the spine. We'll take a twist, so knees over to the right. Try to keep both shoulders heavy on the floor, even if it means the knees don't touch the floor, it doesn't matter. The shoulders nice and grounded. Twist coming from the lower spine then. And then we'll come through center. And we'll take the other side. And then we'll take a little happy baby, Ananda Balasana, taking the outside of the feet, drawing the knees in towards you. You might also like to straighten one leg, the other, if that feels nice. And then we'll make our way into our final pose, Shavasana. Notice if you're comfortable in this pose, or if you're a bit of a busy bee and always have to be doing something like myself. In that case, you might find lying completely still a little uncomfortable. For some of us, it can be a real challenge to be still. But you know what they say, the things that you find the most challenging are the things you need to do more of. This is where we create more balance in our lives. By being aware of ourselves, being aware of what we need to work on and what perhaps comes a little easy. And then putting the work in, growing ourselves, both physically and spiritually. So just stay in Shavasana as long as you have time for. Allowing the body to relax and let go, the breath to just flow, and the mind to just allow it to do its thing without trying to control it, perhaps just observing if you must.
I hope you enjoyed that class and that you're feeling a little more in balance. If you have any questions or feedback, comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified of all the content as it arrives, generally on a weekly basis. I also do have a Patreon page to which I'll pop the link down below. This is just an opportunity, if you have the extra resources, to help support me to provide free yoga content on this YouTube channel. And the memberships start from as little as a once-off payment of $5. So thanks again for joining me today, and I hope to see you on the mat soon.